In India, there are 20 million children orphaned or functionally orphaned. The country is predominantly Hindu. The Hindu belief system says that suffering is what a person has earned for wrongs done in a past life. Helping people out of their suffering is viewed as helping them out of what they deserve, so nobody does it. There's no hope, just the hollow, empty struggle for survival as each person endures what he or she believes to be what he or she has earned.
This belief allows people to traffic women and children, treating them as slaves because they deserve that treatment for wrongs done in their past life. And so, vulnerable people are abandoned and used.
Perhaps the most hopeless in India are the Dalit. The Dalit are those who form the lowest caste system. Dalit, literally translated, means oppressed or broken. You may have heard them referred to as untouchables.
The people who are considered Dalit are treated as less worthy than garbage, especially girls. Every day is a struggle for survival. In a place that reeks of open sewers steaming in the 120-degree heat and full humidity, in a place rife with diseases like leprosy, malaria, and dengue fever, in a place where little boys scrape their existence out of a dump to make their living, not only for themselves but also for their parents, as is their duty. In a place where infants born female are tossed into the rivers like trash. In this place, Mason's place, has become a refuge, a light in the heart of darkness.
Mason's Place sits on 7 acres with 8 buildings totaling 75,000 square feet. And though it's over 100 years old, it's built like a stronghold and has endless potential. Already, it houses 60 girls in the facility full-time and educates 260 children in the school.
Sangeeta, who is 10, and Sheila, who is 9, came to Mason's Place with their mother. They live in a nearby snake charmer's village, which is a village dedicated to raising cobras. Their mother begged for them to be allowed to live and go to school at Mason's Place. No girls from their village have ever been allowed to go to school. Typically, they're married by the age of 8. This mother desperately wanted something better for her children.
When they came to Mason's Place, they didn't have a second set of clothing and had been living in a tent. For the first time, they are enjoying sitting in a chair at a table for meals and learning kindergarten so they can catch up with the other children their age. These 2 little ones walked many miles from a Hindu village to get to Mason's Place. Their grandmother, pictured here with them, is so poor she didn't own shoes, but she walked the whole way with them because she wanted them to have a better life after both their parents abandoned them.
Ritika, who's 13, was left at the front gate of Mason's Place one night. Her father murdered her mother and was taken to prison. The villagers didn't want to care for her.
Neelam, age 6, lives at Mason's Place. While she was visiting her village on a holiday, some of her relatives took her out of her bed in the middle of the night and performed a marriage ceremony to give her to one of the men in the village. Currently, she is back at Mason's Place and they're doing everything they can to keep her there, safe.
This is darkness. We didn't create these stories to get an emotional response. These are stories that are coming from Mason's Place every day. The need is real. The darkness is great. But the light is greater. Jesus told us, "In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Because Jesus has overcome the world, for the first time for these children, there is hope. For the first time, these children have a safe place to call home. They have clothes and food, and they have education.
They have people who love them, and they have people speaking the truth of Jesus into their lives. All this hope because a little boy named Mason prayed for India. There's still much to be done. The 7 acres of grass has to be mowed by hand with sickles regularly to keep the mosquitoes carrying malaria and dengue fever at bay. A riding mower may seem almost ridiculously practical, but it would be a life-giving gift.
A school bus to transport the girls to and from church and to and from their villages as needed would help ensure the safety of the girls when they're required to travel, because every holiday, the government requires them to travel back to their village.
Keep in mind that the Mason's Place property is over 100 years old and has been abandoned the last 37 years. Currently, the kitchen has only 2 clay ovens and a 4-burner stove to prepare 3 meals and 2 snacks per day for 60 children. They're hoping to do a $100,000 kitchen remodel so that it's updated and capable of serving 120 girls by next year.
And as with any old building, the list of repairs and needs is endless. These needs do not even mention the cost of food and utilities for the children and staff.
However, we believe the same God who can take 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed over 5,000 people can also take 10 songs on a CD and care for 60 children in India, because he has proven himself to be a God who is able to do far more than we can ask or ever imagine.
Well, it's easy to point fingers at faraway lands and label them as dark places in need of light. We want to acknowledge that the same darkness lives here right around us. The same needs exist here. They may look different, they may sound different, they may feel different, but the need for hope and love is the same, and the people are just as real.
Of course, we really want you to support the Hope Project and Mason's Place, but even more than that, we want you to leave here more in love with our good Father who loves you and these precious children with unfathomable intensity.
We want you to leave here inspired to find your cause in Jesus' name, so that the beauty of heaven touches the lives around you because you love and follow Jesus Christ.
Thank you for joining us in bringing hope.
Thank you for joining us in bringing hope.